Hey, what's up, guys? It's ToFurkie here, and I'm doing MineZ. Yes, MineZ is a server for Minecraft, a server built by some really smart people, and this is a kind of a Minecraft version of DayZ, which is a mod of Arma 2 for it's like a realistic zombie simulator. So this is the Minecraft equivalent of that, i.e., zombies are dickheads in this game. Now then, I'm just gonna go right into it. I'm gonna be explaining the various aspects in MineZ and going into detail about what these signs are pretty much like. Here's food, armor, yada yada yada. I'm gonna go into detail as opposed to just these little tidbits that they have posted up right here. So yeah, let's get started. Now, first off, we have food. All types of food except for zombie flesh give you half a heart. However, there's some food that can stack. Actually, there's only one food that can stack, and in total, it's just way better than pretty much every single other food. So I'm gonna start with bread. Bread requires 3 wheat. Everyone knows this, or most people know this, and it gives you only one piece of bread. And in my book, totally not worth it. Don't make bread. It is not worth it. You can make something else with wheat that is 10,000, 10 trillion times better than just shitty old bread. Apples. I'd probably rank apples as the second most important food you want to have on hand, mainly because you don't need to craft it and it's pretty much everywhere. So, and it gives two food. It gives two food on your hunger bar. So I'd recommend always have apples on hand. Now let's go on to watermelons. Watermelons give you one hunger, and it's not really worth it. I mean, like some people might think that if you have like a hoe, like right there, if you have a wooden hoe, you can like turn these watermelons into seeds and like farm them. You can't do that. It's not. You can't do that in the game. I've actually tried this. I'm stupid when I tried it, so I always kept the watermelon at hand. So I'd recommend not having this. I'd recommend just like keeping watermelons and the next item that I'm going to go into, which are cookies. Cookies require 2 wheat and 1 cocoa bean, and when you make them, 8 cookies are made. So per stack, you can have 8 cookies per stack. It's the only stackable food in the game. So each stack of cookies can give you a total of 4 hearts and 4 hunger, which in my book is the best kind of thing you can have. I'd always recommend to get cookies when you can. Like if you're gonna farm a village, farm for wheat and farm for cocoa beans. FYI, wheat and cocoa beans can stack 3 times per slot. So at all times, or not at all times, but if you ever get the chance, always have 2 stacks of wheat and 1 stack of cocoa beans to immediately make 3 stacks of cookies. That's just my recommendation. That's pretty much how I always do it. And also, I never keep more than 6 stacks of cookies at a time, or actually no, 7 stacks of cookies. Like it would take up this 6 and then 1 slot over here, because anything after that is pretty much overkill. As for apples, I actually keep more apples than I do cookies. I probably keep like 8 or 9 apples, mainly because they're just so easy to find. And then now there are mushroom stew. Mushroom stew you can make anywhere as long as you have a wooden bowl, a brown mushroom, and a red mushroom. You can pretty much like align it in any way you want in your crafting bench, and it gives you 4 food on your hunger bar and half a heart. It's good to have, but bowls are pretty damn rare to find. If you find a bowl, I probably wouldn't recommend holding onto it. I'd rather just have apples, mainly because you need to also have red mushrooms and brown mushrooms with you. And if anything, I'd probably just have one stew at a time. So like if you're like full health but you have low hunger, you can just eat the stew, and you just get more. You just get more out of it. But I wouldn't recommend having more than one stew, or like one set of like craftable stew. Like if you have like one bowl, one brown mushroom, one red mushroom, I probably wouldn't have any more than that. Also, mushrooms don't stack. Just FYI on that. And then finally, there's zombie flesh. You can eat zombie flesh. There is a small chance you'll become dizzy and your screen will start kind of like warping like frantically, and you'll lose half a hunger every or half a heart every time it does that warp. And also your hunger bar, there's a chance that it will turn green. And when it turns green, don't worry, cuz when you open your inventory, like there will be a timer on the side and it'll say hunger or hungry. And the timer, just stand very still and the timer runs out. Once the timer runs out, you can start moving around. If you move around when the hunger is going on or the timer's still going, you lose so much hunger, like so much food on your bar that it's ridiculous. Like honestly, it's just gonna kill you so fast. So if you ever eat zombie flesh and your food bar turns green, just stand still, don't move. And I also recommend eating more than one zombie flesh at a time. Never just eat one, eat more than one. Because you get a better return on the food, like, if you eat. Like, if you're infected, you lose roughly 2 hunger on your hunger bar. So if you eat, like, 3 zombie flesh, you get 2.5 each one. So that's roughly, fuck math. It's 7.5 food. So you're going to have roughly 5.5 food at the end of it. As opposed to just, like, if you eat one at a time, you'll lose like 6 total food, and it's just gonna be a waste. So if you have zombie flesh, eat more than one at a time. Now then, let's go to armor. You start off with a leather chest piece, and over time you'll find leather armor. And leather armor is the lowest tier armor, but it's very easy to find. And you can repair your leather armor, just like put 2 leather chest pieces in your crafting inventory, and it'll give you a brand new one that has better durability than those 2 combined. And then there's chain vest, the second most common. You can find it in a lot of towns, in probably blacksmith areas. You can find a lot of these in Yopton. Yopton is a very good place to get armor and equipment, but it lacks in the food department. You'll find almost no food at Yopton. And finally, there's iron armor. It is the second best armor in the game. The best is diamond armor, which I'm going to get into a little later. Iron armor, very difficult to find. You can find in the Spire. I've found some at Hasa. I've actually found some at Portsmouth, or not Portsmouth, Camp Bell. In like one of the watchtowers, I found iron boots there, and just it's very good armor to have. It's probably like the best armor to find if you don't have diamond. It's also a very rare armor to find. So let's continue onward. Snowballs. I'd recommend never having one in your never having more than one in your inventory. I never carry snowballs because I think it's just a waste of space. I'd rather have like cookies there, but it is good to have because like let's say you're like surrounded by zombies, and like none of them see you, but you can't get past them. Just throw a snowball in like a general direction, and all the most of the zombies like in that vicinity will start swarming towards that snowball, giving you a path to walk. However, if you're aggroed by a zombie, like if the zombie's like chasing you and like dead set to kill you, the snowball won't do shit. The zombie will hunt you down, and it will probably screw you up if you have a snowball in your hand, because they don't care about you, or they don't care about the snowball. They care about you. They care about their food. They care about eating you. So again, never have more than one, because it's just an item where you think you're gonna need it, but you really don't. Also, you can only have one per stack. So you know, like one. So again, only have one, if at all. Arrows. You can have 15 arrows total per slot. I recommend having only 6 sets of arrows in your inventory. And it's really good to have arrows just to like, you know, kill zombies from long range. So like if you see like a couple zombies in long range, you can like start sniping them out. Headshots and long range shots do double damage. I've never actually got a headshot from range, so I don't know if it does like times 4 damage or it just applies with times 2 from range. Headshots, aim up and shoot. Because arrows arc back down, so make sure if their zombies are walking in a direction, make sure you're aiming in front of the zombie and aiming above the zombie to try to get that headshot. And to get a marksman shot for the times 2 damage, it's roughly, I believe, 20 blocks, or 15 to 20 blocks to get that marksman shot for the times 2 damage. And arrows, the reason I say only 6, like don't have like a mass amount of arrows, because you want to save that for food. Like I like to keep my inventory fairly balanced with what I have. And arrows is just like another commodity where it's good to have, but it's not something that's like you're gonna completely dedicate your life to. So again, only have 6. Health potions. Health potions can most prominently be found in churches in major towns. So if you see a cross on a building, like you'll just like you'll know when you see a cross. So when you see a cross, go to the building and it will most likely have chests that have health potions. In Camp Bell, in the middle of the encampment, there is one chest and it will generally have 1 to 3 health potions in it. And sometimes in churches they'll have golden apples. Golden apples heal health and give you food. So that's always a plus to have. I recommend having 8 in your inventory. I recommend not having more than 8, mainly because, like what you call it, health, food, like cookies, then apples, arrows, and all that good stuff. So yeah, again, like it's very important to have health, but it's also important to have food and to have all the things that keep you alive. Now, diamonds. Diamonds. Got your attention? There are no diamonds in the game. You won't find just random diamonds. You can't craft things with diamonds. You'll find diamond ores, but you can't mine the diamond ore, and you can't mine diamond blocks. However, there are diamond gear in the game. Like, there's a location called Hasa, where nearby a giant zombie can spawn, and a giant zombie will drop diamond armor. I don't know if it drops a diamond sword, but I can guarantee you that it has a % chance to drop diamond armor. Chest piece, helmet, pants, boots, it has a chance of dropping them. However, the giant zombie is very difficult to fight. It has a ground stomp that's like an area effect damage, and it does a lot of damage. And I believe giant zombies spawn regular zombies around him. So again, very difficult to fight. It can only be hurt by swords, as to my knowledge. It can't be hurt by arrows or grenades. FYI, ender eyes are grenades. So if you find, not ender eyes, ender pearls are grenades. So if you find an ender pearl, they explode when you throw them. So, diamond armor, they do exist in the game. Go to Hasa and fight the giant zombie. The zombie infection, rumors of a disease that is contractable by zombie bites and or eating zombie flesh. Now, it's the infection. What it does like this little nausea thing where your entire screen starts warping, and every time your screen warps, it takes half a bar of your health. So it's not like half the bar of health. It just takes one heart, like half a heart. And the only way to cure this is by milk or green ointment. Somebody else has to apply the green ointment on you, but it will cure you of the dizziness. Recommendation: only have 1 milk at hand, because you never need more than 1. Milk is not that rare, but it's also not that common either. So I recommend always having 1, if not 2, because milk also cures your hunger. Like if you ate, like, let's say you ate like 5 zombie flesh, and like your entire bar is green, just drink a milk and suddenly boom, it's no longer green, and your hunger bar would just be a regular hunger bar. Pumpkins. If you see jack-o'-lanterns anywhere, like just placed down anywhere, like a little light, and you see a pumpkin that's like lit up, go to it. There's probably a secret entrance or secret passage that has a chest with like items that you can like get. There's probably like cactus, cobwebs. I've gotten iron swords, iron boots from it. It's pretty awesome. I recommend, like, if you ever find it, go to it. It's also a great spot to fight off zombies, because it's generally like a little hole you can go into, so you can go down the hole, lure zombies there, and just start punching the zombies as they're trying to get into the hole. Red rose, lime green, shears. These are all meant for other people. Like, you have it to heal other people. Healing ointment is like a potion, I believe. I've never used healing ointment, so I have no idea. But I believe it heals other people's health. Shears. If someone's bleeding out, you can use shears like bandages for other people. So it will stop their bleeding and, make them all happy. Antibiotic ointments. It's used for dizziness, so like if you get infected by the zombies or like a zombie punches you and then you get dizzy, you can use this to heal them. And also, if you heal or patch up somebody after 15 heals, your name turns green for other players, meaning that you're a healer. It means that you're a good person, and people will tend to they'll tend to trust you more, or want to kill you more because you're green and you're different. That's right, you're different, so they'll kill you. And also, if your name's red, it means you're a bandit. Now, it might not mean that you killed people on purpose. It might mean you just defended yourself against 6 people. By the way, to get a red name, you have to kill 6 people. It doesn't matter. It's not biased to anyone at all. If you killed people, your name will eventually turn red. And people will immediately assume you're a bandit that will kill them. And they'll most likely try to kill you as well. So just be careful about that. And remember, you can heal people. But, however, if you're riding solo, don't carry any of these. Like, I always ride solo. I don't like to group up with people that I don't know. So I never carry these on me. Swords, you always start with a wooden sword. And over time you'll get wood, stone, iron, etc. Etc. by as, stone axe. So it's always good to have because, fight off zombies better than punching them with your fist. And also, you should treat it with the utmost respect until you upgrade. Once you upgrade, toss that shit. You don't need it. Stone axe. It's good to have one. It's always good to have one. Always good to have it fully repaired because, like, when you start to figure out how to farm zombies and how to kill them more efficiently, it's always good to have a stone axe because not only does it save you the durability of your sword, it also kills zombies faster for you. So like, let's say like you're in a critical location and you want to like get to let's say a chest that has good stuff in it. You want to get there as fast as possible, but like zombies are in your way. You can like farm the zombies and start beating the hell out of them, and boom, stone axe will do it very quickly. Paper, or i.e. bandages. It stops bleeding, and also when you're bleeding when in your chat log. In your chat log, it will say, "Oh, you are bleeding. You should bandage yourself up." And also, you'll go blind. Like, your screen will turn dark for a couple seconds. And that indicates that you're bleeding out. So use bandages on your, wound, I guess. And I never keep more than one on me. Because it's like snowballs and milk. It's just like... Actually, no. It's not like that. Mainly because these are really common to find. You can find in almost any town... any encampment, pretty much anywhere. Like, even in random chests, you'll find bandages. So I recommend only having one at a time, because you're never really in a position where you always need it. Also, it heals half a bar of health. Just an FYI on that. Ender Eyes. Ender Eyes is pretty much the chat system. And when you spawn, it will always be on this 4th slot right here where my mouse is. It will always be on that slot. And when you look into chat and you type in something, or like you see someone else typing, it always says I4. That is because it's in that 4th slot. If you move the ender eye to like this 9th slot, it'll suddenly become I9. And same thing for 8th slot, it'll be I8, then here I7, and etc. These are different chats entirely. No one in I4 will be able to read anyone typing in I9. So in hindsight, you can have like a little private chat with like your group by just moving your eye to another I slot to always keep in constant communication with your group but not with other people. Zombies. Zombies run faster, think smarter, hoard bigger, smell uglier, hit harder, and overall they will kill you. And it's true. They're gonna kill you. Like, whether you're new or you're a pro, zombies will eventually kill you. Now, think smarter part is not really they don't think smarter. They're just different. They're a little more frantic. Like when they run towards you, they'll either run into a straight line or they'll like do like side steps and like frantically move back and forth. It's generally a thing where they dodge arrows. Like that's the main thing. Or they like kind of like juke you. Like if you're hitting a zombie and suddenly the zombie moves to the left, you're like, what the hell happened? The zombie's on your side beating the shit out of you. They don't think smarter. They're just a little more difficult to handle. But again, all you gotta do is when you're fighting a zombie, if they're running towards you, just keep running backwards and keep punching forward. Because a zombie is going to outrun you if you're just straight running backwards, but they have a less chance of hitting you. So you just keep smacking them, and over time you'll eventually kill them. 5 hits with a wooden sword, 5 with a stone sword, unless they're damaged, and then 4 with an iron sword. Smite, 1 is 3 hits. Smite 2, I believe, is 3 hits as well. And Smite 3 is 2 hits. Now then, crafting benches. You can't make crafting benches, and they're only found in specific locations. They're mainly found in towns. They're not really found at like small little areas. Like if you find a graveyard, or if you find, let's say, a camp, it won't. There's most likely no crafting benches there. So if you do find a crafting bench, make sure to make good use of it. Like make cookies as much as you can, or pretty much cookies. Make cookies when you can, because crafting benches are pretty hard to find. Well, they're not hard to find, but they're only found in towns and stuff. Water. Water, like you see that 20 on, like that 20 where you generally see your experience, like right here, 20. That 20 is your hydration. 20 is max, and 0 means you're gonna slowly lose hearts. Like over time, you're gonna lose half a heart over time, and you will die. It won't stop at half a heart. You will die if you run out of water. So when you start off, you get 1 bottle, and you can refill the bottle at any water source. So just keep drinking, pretty much. I recommend just drink when you hit roughly, like when your number hits around 4. That's when I recommend drink, and then try find another like water source. The experience. The experience bar is your detection for zombies. So as you see, when I'm running, it gets bigger. Like you see the bar, it's a lot bigger than when I'm just walking. Oh wait, one second, let it drop. There you go. When I'm just walking. And when I'm crouching, it's even lower. This is the pretty much your attention. Like this is the attention you have for zombies, or like pretty much like the zombies detection for you. So if you're sprinting and jumping, as you can see, when I land, it hits max. Like it sprints to the max, or the bar hits its max. That's full detection, and zombies within a fairly large radius of you will run towards you, and they probably will kill you. However, when you're sprint and you're jumping, you can outrun a zombie. When you're just sprinting, zombies can catch you, but they'll probably land 2 hits every like 5 to 10 seconds. And when you're just walking, they'll probably hit you a lot. And again, when you're crouching, you can actually be pretty close to a zombie. Like if I'm standing right here and a zombie's like right here, I can probably dodge that zombie. Like I can probably walk around that zombie as long as it's like not walking directly towards me. Loot chests and player chests. I've never seen a player chest before. I have never seen a player chest before, so I don't know if they implemented it in MineZ yet, or it's just that rare. But I've never found any before. I'm gonna assume they don't respawn, so you can, like, let's say you die, but you have a safe location, you can like just dump all your shit in that chest, and it'll probably always be there. That's my assumption on it. I have no idea, because I've never found it before. Loot chests are just random chests, or not random, they're set chests that you find in towns, encampments, or little small areas that you generally find. It'll always have, well, not always, like somebody might have looted it prior to it, but they'll sometimes have things inside of them. Like it can have from like weapons, or it can have like water, it can have blah blah blah, health potions in it, arrows, snowballs, pretty much almost anything inside a chest. Now, it respawns. Like the moment you open a chest, there's pretty much like a timer where the chest will disappear and then reappear with new stuff in it. And it will only respawn when you're away from the chest, like roughly like 10-20 blocks away from the chest. And you have to be away from it for like a couple minutes for it to respawn completely with like whole new stuff. And let's see, is there anything else I need to go over with chests? No, not really. Oh yeah. If you like open a chest and don't take anything out, it will still respawn. But when it breaks, all the items inside that chest, like that you didn't take, will drop out of it. So that's just a little heads up on that. These are your weapons that you have. You start off with a wood sword, roughly half durability. You can repair it again with your crafting inventory. You can repair all items. Bows, when you find bows, they're generally under a quarter durability. So again, repair it, and always only have one bow at hand. So one bow, 6 sets of arrows. Iron sword. I'm gonna say it's the best sword you can find in the game because I don't know if there's diamond swords yet. But iron swords are always awesome to have, and there's always that chance where we go to a high value location like the Spire. The Spire has iron, like the Spire will most of the time they'll have an iron sword with enchantments on it. Like it would have like smite 1, 2, or 3, knockback 1 or 2, of various combinations of all that stuff. And they always have low durability, like half or less. So you can just repair that stuff and it'll be all good. Again, iron sword, probably the best weapon you can get in the game. Awesome as hell. Wooden hoes and shovels, iron shovels. I never really keep these on me because I've never found myself in a situation where I ever need them. Like, it says like a hoe allows you to harvest wheat, melons, and mushrooms. I never find myself having to farm wheat, melons, or mushroom because, for one thing, I can't replant wheat, I can't replant melons, and mushrooms are pretty hard to find just straight up in the wild. So this is pretty much just the inventory. Like, this is just taking up space, so it's not really worth finding. FYI, when you break a melon, like a whole melon, it's not like regular Minecraft where it gives you like 4 or 6. It only gives you 1 melon slice. Not worth having, because by the time that melon regrows, you'll probably have lost like maybe 2, maybe 4 bars of hunger. So again, not worth trying to farm melons. It's not like, oh yeah, I have a hoe, now I can farm melons and be alive forever. That's not how it works. Now, iron shovels, a little more important. Maybe sometimes I'll have an iron shovel on me, but it's only used to break cobwebs and cactus. It can't break sand, it can't break like stone or all that, and it's very ineffective against zombies. Oh, it looks like somebody died. Oh, that's unfortunate for him. Oh, welcome to the video, man. So yeah, it's not really important to have. Like, if you want to set up a location, you can set up cactus barriers, cobwebs, and all that stuff, and then it's pretty good. But again, not very important to have because I've never had a situation where cactus would screw me up entirely, and cobwebs as well. So yeah, this is pretty much the end of the video. I think I've covered everything about MineZ. I'm gonna have more videos on the various locations you can be at to pretty much get all these stuff, and I'll tell you how to defend yourself in those locations as well as what they spawn and the I guess like the priority of that location, whether it's like a high priority or just like a whatever's location. So hopefully this little intro slash tutorial video helps you guys out in MineZ. So happy zombie hunting and take care.